You're watching Soulful Discussions.
All right, so hi, how are you doing today?
Hi.
All right, so how did I pass across today? How did you do it on you?
I was just getting here to the laundromat, and you offered me a card, and I was like, yeah, sure.
Absolutely, absolutely. Then I approached you about an interview. What is the interview going to be like? Do you remember? I gave you 3 topics.
You mentioned feet, and then you what was it? Mental health. And then the last one.
That's probably the one that's going to escape you a little bit. Reflexology.
There you go.
Absolutely. So let me ask you this. When you hear the word feet, what goes to your mind? First thing goes to your mind.
Oh, man.
Just be honest. Whatever came to your mind first.
Feet, cleanliness.
Cleanliness.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good. That's good. I'm going to ask you questions today, like surrounding feet, like the top of the feet. Just answer however you like when we get there, okay? Mm-hmm. And then what about mental health? When you hear that, do you think about anything specifically?
Yes. When I hear that word, I think about all sorts of like mental disorders.
Okay.
I also think about like the emotional well-being overall, and just a lot just goes through my head when that word is mentioned.
Okay, cool. We're going to talk a little bit today about like social media, the impacts it can have on depression and anxiety. You just feel free to answer however you like in the comments, okay? And then lastly, reflexology. Does that sound familiar?
No, I'm not familiar with that word.
Okay, cool. I'm going to give you some information today about reflexology, and then you just tell me, like, after I give you the information, what do you think about it, okay? Sound good?
Yeah.
All right, let's start with the first question. What are your thoughts about how the world is starting to become more aware of mental health and what we're doing about it? How do you feel about that?
I think that still in present day, we are experiencing some challenges because I think that, of course, there is groups out there, there is people out there that do want to like create mental awareness, anxiety, depression, like suicide, all of these things. Yeah, it's being put out there, but in reality, I don't think that there is much recognition until people actually experience it. So, of course, we are all human beings. We all process information different. We all grieve different. And we can go through the same experience, but I'm going to overcome it differently.
Absolutely.
You're going to overcome it your way.
Yep.
I'm going to be overcoming my way. I might become an alcoholic and I'll be good. But maybe you're just like, no, fuck this. I'm just going to cut my veins or something, So I think that there's still a big portion out there that isn't fully aware of like the potential consequences or the implications or what a person that's mentally unstable, how it can harm themselves and how it can harm their life and their potential future because of the processing of what they're going through, either depression, anxiety, or whatever it is. Any mental disorder can always, it will have an impact in your life, in the way that you function and the way that you make a decision. So I don't think that there's enough awareness. I don't think that there's enough out there. Maybe there is, I don't know. I mean, I've never looked into like getting help, but I think that there should be more. It's like, for example, like the whole pride, right? You say pride. What do you think? Rainbow. Boom, 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 boom. You think parades walking down the street, right?
Yeah.
Okay. When they say mental awareness, do you see a parade?
No. That's a very good point.
What comes up to your mind,
that's
right?
That's a very good point. Yeah, you think about the negative sides of it.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. When I mean that mental awareness is not completely out there and it's not completely, recognized or being like praised upon like other subjects, like other things such as pride. Not that I have nothing against it. Of course not. I'm just using this as an example, as a comparison as to how, the difference of how it is being brought up.
Absolutely. Let me ask you this, in terms of social media, right? First of all, what are your thoughts about it? And then secondly, how do you view yourself use it?
Oh, wow. Damn, I think it's horrible what we have become into. So, I was born and raised in a traditional Mexican household, values from the 1950s.
Oh, wow, okay.
Right? So I grew up in a very strict household where like tattoos, piercings, none of that crazy partiness where you see people getting drunk and all that stuff. That was a no-no. That wasn't allowed. So I wasn't exposed to any kind of social media, no internet, no cell phone, no nothing until I got to high school. So I was like, I was only 15 when I got my first phone. So I was disconnected from everything that was going on that time. So when I was 15, I got my first phone. I didn't even know how to use it. But my other friends, they were just like, they were just so good. And then the whole evolution of the sidekicks and all of that. And so definitely there has been a huge and amazing evolution in terms of technology, in terms of the phones, in terms of like all of that. So the evolution of science that has created more devices, that has created more methods and more platforms of displaying, you know, content to social media. You know, it has made it so much easier for people to put themselves out there, what they're doing, who they're with. Well, you know, and and like people that get surgeries go on there. Everything just gets posted. So the way I see it as an outside viewer, I'm just like, do you really want people to know that you're doing that? Or do you really want to expose yourself that way? Either expose your financial status, expose your how wealthy you are, expose that you're going through the hard difficulty time. Oh yeah, you broke up with him, but 3 days later you're with someone else. Like there's just all of these things are out there. I don't necessarily see them as a good thing. I don't see that. I'm a very conservative person in terms when it comes to like exposing my life. I don't let nobody see that. If I'm grieving, if like I'm going through a breakup, or if whatever I'm going through, I reserve that to myself.
Your friends and family, close people.
I don't like to post. I'll post here and there in terms like I'm out here at a bar having a drink. I'll take a picture of the drink, take a picture of myself, dancing a little bit, but you're not gonna see me
just
posting.
I
don't post every day, and you're also not gonna see any like indecent videos of me. So for example, I'm not the girl that you're gonna see on top of a table at a bar, like taking off her bra and like chugging down beer. You're not gonna see that.
Absolutely.
Definitely not. That's
Absolutely. Definitely.
So. Social media, I think that it has a very bad impact. It's not a good thing. I don't see it as a good thing. I think that social media, just as how it may have a good influence, I think there's more of a bad influence in terms of like the ideologies of how to carry yourself, what is acceptable in society, how you should dress, how you should act. What progress looks like, what success looks like, what a beautiful family looks like, right?
Absolutely.
So all of these things, like, not only do they people that like actually believe this stuff, I'm assuming they must feel really pressured to accomplish all the things that they see on social media. But to me, whatever I see in social media, I think that the majority of it is fake. There's no such thing as a happy family. Everything's rainbows and butterflies. Me and my husband never argue. Oh, we're just madly in love and we've already been together 35 years. You're lying. You're lying. Okay.
Absolutely. Everybody has their ups and downs.
But on social media, they display like rainbows and butterflies.
Absolutely.
Right? And then there's people that believe that. There's people that are like,
100%.
oh, I wonder how they did it. 35 years married and never in arguments. Oh, me and my husband argue all the time. That bitch don't live. That's a lie. So that's how I see it. I don't believe in none of that stuff.
Got it. Let me ask you as a follow-up question to what I just asked. If somebody came to you and they're like, hey, I'm going to give you the power to change something about social media, is there anything you would change? Do you feel like it's okay the way it is? Do you feel like maybe people need to change the way they look at it and use it? What's your thoughts?
Oh, yeah. I think that it would be hard for like social media to create restrictions for the users. Because they already kind of have some restrictions.
Yeah.
So, keep in mind what we're seeing.
It's
already that's the restricted version. So, because even like you go to Facebook, you go to Instagram, there's porn out there. And that's, and it's supposed to be restricted. Okay, so I think that would be hard. But it would be even harder for us to tell the user what not to post, what not to share, because especially if the user is already used to sharing every day,
Absolutely.
sharing at the time they poop when they're at the gym, they're doing all that.
Yeah.
That's an addiction. Like that's something that it gets out of hand.
Very
How are you
true.
gonna tell the user?
Yeah, don't.
Okay, now I know that you like to post 15 stories.
Yeah.
Now you can only post 3.
3 story, yeah, that's.
Yeah, so the user would probably
Yeah,
like,
people going crazy.
they're probably gonna start having some mental problems.
For
Yes.
sure, 100%.
So that it's both. It's hard both ways.
Okay.
It's hard if social media puts restrictions. It's even harder if people are put under restrictions
Absolutely.
because humanity doesn't like restrictions. We like freedom. We
Yeah.
like rights to like freedom of speech. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me ask you this. We kind of talked about it a little bit earlier, but I'd like to get your thoughts. In terms of anxiety, is there anything that brings you anxiety? And if so, in those moments you feel anxiety happening, what do you do to counteract the emotion you feel? What are some coping mechanisms?
Oh, the main thing that gets me, well, there's a lot of things that give me anxiety because I suffer from severe anxiety already. I've suffered severe anxiety since 2011.
Interesting. Wow.
So, of course, there's things that you can do. Sometimes the doctor wants to put you on medication. I didn't go down that route because I said, no. I can deal with it. So the way that I control it,
Okay.
it's like whenever I get anxiety, I withdraw.
Okay.
So if I'm going to the store or I'm gonna like come here to a laundromat, if it's super packed,
Yeah.
there's no way I'm gonna stay.
I'm taking a step back.
Yeah, let me just withdraw. Let me just, yeah. If I go somewhere else and
Yeah.
the same thing, then I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do it. Okay,
Yeah.
today's not the day. Maybe tomorrow.
Yeah, because
They're coming back
every
tomorrow.
day is not that day, right?
So when I experience anxiety, all I do is I withdraw. And if it's like in a setting where like I'm with a crowd of people and like, let's say like something happens, I don't know, maybe I might get a text message that gives me anxiety or something.
Yeah.
So the way that I cope with it, it's like, okay, like I'm my foot.
Yeah. Okay,
I start
that's
I start
that's
tapping
your
the
thing.
foot.
Okay.
And then once I start tapping the foot,
Yeah.
then I'm like, I start getting to my head. Like I'm sitting here with you. We're having drinks, but my head is somewhere else. I'm thinking about what gave me anxiety. It could have been a phone call. It could have been like a text message I got from my kids, like, oh mom, like you're out with your friends and I'm here sick and I need medicine. That will light it up.
Shifts everything.
And then
Absolutely.
I'm no longer enjoying the moment. I'm no longer enjoying the drink. Now I'm just shaking my leg and I'm just thinking in my head like, oh man, I feel bad. Like I should have gone out. Like man, like my baby's at home. My baby needs me, and you know I'm a single mom.
Yeah.
So
Let me ask you this: have you ever tried? Because in those moments, I like what you're saying. Have you ever tried grounding? So there's a term called grounding, right? So you just mentioned like when I'm in that moment, I'm no longer focused on what's happening. So they have something that's called grounding, where you focus more on what you're doing, right? And then it's supposed to help you slow down, like the process of thinking. Because when we get anxious and stuff, like everything starts to speed up.
Yeah.
So what you're supposed to do is like focus on, okay, like I'm here right now, I'm with my friends, I'm having a drink, I'm doing this. What I can do like in the future from right now, okay, when I get back I can do X, Y, Z. That's it.
Yeah.
Right? That's supposed to help you kind of slow it down. I do that all the time. Like when I start to feel that, I focus more on the things that's around me. Like, okay, this is happening, that's happening. But like right now, there's only certain things that I can do, and the other things that I have control in terms of that. So that might be a trick for you.
Yeah,
absolutely.
but I kind of do that, but I do that ahead of time.
Yeah.
So, for example, like, okay, let's say that day, like, man, I already got anxiety, my kid is sick. I'm like, nah, I gotta bounce. So then I tell my friends, I'm like, you know what? You know, my son is sick, I gotta go, okay? It was nice seeing you guys, boom, 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 boom. I gotta go. And I leave, right?
Absolutely.
So then, next time that I go out, I prepare the
Already.
kids. I already prepared. I got mentally prepared, you know, or whatever I have pending, whatever, you know, anything that I need to just like detach from so I can do whatever I want to do, like go out, then I'll be, mainly it's my kids.
Okay.
So then I'll tell my kids, okay, Mom's gonna go out with her friends. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you guys want me to feed
What do
you
you do?
before I go?
What do you need?
What do you need? You want me to feed you?
Yeah.
You want me to like rent you a movie? You want me to like
tell me right now.
you want an Uber? You want an Uber Eats? What do you want?
Yeah,
Okay, because I gotta go. Okay.
Nice.
And I need space. I need some time to. Mom needs time to have fun. Mom works a lot, so then I prepare them, and then they're like, "Okay, Mom, you know what? Just get us something to eat, and we'll be good." Okay, anybody sick? Anybody needs to go to the hospital? And then they're good, and then I can detach, and then I'm like. Then I feel a sense of relief and freedom.
Yeah, now you're
and
not
then
worried so much.
No. And then that way when I do go out, I'm not getting messages, I'm not getting like phone calls, I'm not getting like constantly harassing me like, Mom, when are you gonna get back home? And then it's like, then I enjoy that time.
Absolutely. And that's what you want. Absolutely.
Zero anxiety, zero like feeling bad about myself because I'm having fun. It feels good.
That's dope.
So that's the method that I use.
Okay.
But the method that you mentioned, what did you say? It was grounding. I need to try that. But in my mentality,
just practice it. Like every now and then.
I haven't tried it. So if I were to try it, then
try it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's get into these questions. I'm gonna be intrigued to see what your thoughts are about these. Okay. How do you feel about your feet? What are your thoughts?
Oh man, that's the part of my body I am not confident about.
Why not? There's no confidence there, you said. Why
No. Well, as a child, when I was a little girl, I would see that my mom had like this big arch. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Not
so
like
more pronounced.
yes.
Yeah.
And her feet were just so tiny. Like she was a size 7, 6.5. And her feet look cute, you know? And me, I'm a big girl. I'm a size 9.
Okay.
So
you're about like 5'6", 5'7"?
No, I'm 5'4".
Are you?
I'm 5'4".
I'm a little bit taller.
No, I'm 5'4" and I use a size 9.
Okay.
I use a size 9. And
so that's the part of the insecurity you have?
Yeah.
A little bit bigger?
Yeah, they're a little bit bigger. And I don't have that curve that she has.
Okay, so your feet are a little bit more flat?
They're flat. They're completely flat. I don't have nothing. They're just boom, like this.
Have you tried to get orthotics for it?
No. So then.
You know that there's a thing for
that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So then when as a kid, when they would try to buy me shoes, it was hard because most of the shoes come with like that little curve. And my feet was flat, so I would feel all sorts of like pain and aches because the shoes were just not a good fit.
She's like, I just didn't get that genetic.
And it's a characteristic that runs in the family. My brother has a flat foot, my dad has a flat foot, so we all have it. Yeah. And I'm like, man.
And then
as time went by, and I started wearing high heels, man, that's a whole nother subject. For me to find a pair of good high heels that are comfortable for me, especially because I love to dance and just, do my thing. It's a mission to find. I have to try on it has to be comfortable, it has to be wide enough, and it's just a struggle, you get what I mean? So the struggle with trying to find good fitting shoes and good high heels hasn't been pleasant for me. So that makes me insecure about my feet.
So let me ask you this, okay? So let's not talk about the size. Okay? Do you like your feet in general? Do you think your feet are nice? Do you think they're not nice? You don't think they're nice?
I don't have that curve, man.
Curve's not everything.
Well, yeah, but I don't have the curve, but that's how I see it.
That's the part that would make
because that's the part,
okay.
Because I'm like, if I had the curve, I would fit in all the shoes.
So let me ask you this as a follow-up. Has anybody ever complimented you? Has anybody ever said, hey, you have nice feet? Has that ever happened?
No.
Never once.
No.
Not even your friends, you got your toes done, your friends.
No, the only thing my friends compliment me on would be like, damn, you got a nice pedicure. Do you really have rocks on your toe? You put a rhinestone on your toe? Because I'm extra.
Okay, so you like to dress them up.
Yeah, so
you go through the trouble of making them look nice?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah,
so let me ask you this. In terms of complimentary shoes, all right, before we get there, You said that you never got a compliment about that. Let's say you were wearing sandals and a guy complimented you, but they said, hey, you have nice feet. How would that make you feel?
Oh, it would make me feel good.
So you would feel good about the compliment?
Yeah.
Okay, because it hasn't happened.
No, it hasn't happened. But
Okay.
it would make, if a guy would be like, oh, your feet are cute. Then I would have been like, oh, I guess I'm overthinking. Like, I guess my feet aren't that bad, right?
Okay.
But
Interesting.
since it hasn't happened, it still makes me feel like,
Maybe not. Okay. Let me ask you this. In terms of compliments you receive, not just physical compliments, right?
Uh-huh.
Compliments in general. Is there a certain compliment that when somebody gives you that compliment, you're like, man, that really makes my day, it makes me feel good?
the best compliment. I mean, I get complimented by men all the time.
Yeah.
This isn't what I normally look like.
You're still looking good.
So-
Don't worry. Don't worry.
So I do a full face beat. I do the fake lashes. I just took my nails off. I just took my nail set off yesterday because I'm gonna get my nails done.
Actually, that's still really
Next,
nice.
thank you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get it next week. So I'm very extravagant.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, I was coming here to laundry. But anyways, I get a lot of compliments all the time
Okay.
from men.
Okay.
Wherever I go, I'm always getting hit on. And I'm used to it, and it doesn't bother me. And the majority of the time, I kind of just ignore, and I just like, if they're like hitting on me, it's like, oh hi, and I'm, oh hi, yeah, and that's it, you know. I cut it short.
Yeah.
I don't extend the conversation.
Yeah.
But when women compliment me, oh, that's a whole nother
A
level.
whole nother level.
Yeah.
I get that sometimes. So I get two sides of this, and I was actually surprised the first time when I had some women say, I prefer a compliment from a man, and I was just like, so the compliment from a woman is not like held in a higher regard, because it's like women know, right?
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
when something looks good, so you can. It's a little bit more sincere.
Yeah.
Whereas like I can tell you something looks nice, but maybe he's just like you said, trying to talk to you or something
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
So I'm always shocked when I get the women who are like, oh, no, I prefer the compliment from guy. I'm like, okay, that's interesting.
Yeah,
But,
so and I love compliments from women because like they always compliment me a lot on my hair.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
I love your hair. It looks so good.
Lush.
They even ask
Yeah.
me to touch, like they want to touch
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
They're like, oh, can I touch your curls?
Yeah.
Like, oh, they look so clean. Like
Yeah.
they even want to like, let me smell your hair, like, you know. And I'm like, are those extensions? I'm like, no, it's real. Like,
It's real.
touch
That's
it. I
all
don't
me.
mind,
Yeah,
you know, like. And then they're like, my hair. I get a lot of compliments on my hair. I get a lot of compliments on my makeup when I do my makeup. Women always compliment me on my makeup a
That's
lot.
dope.
They're like, man, like your shit is fucking flawless.
That's
Like I don't see a single dark spot. I don't. Well, even without makeup,
That's
like
what
this
I'm
is my
saying.
natural skin,
You
so
look
I
good.
don't have acne. I don't have
Yeah,
like
yeah.
like bad scars or nothing.
Yeah.
So I do get a lot of compliments from women that be like, girl, your skin looks so good like that.
Yeah.
Like I have like some big dark freckles I gotta cover up, but you don't have that, you know?
Absolutely.
And I'm like,
Absolutely.
oh, okay, thank you. So compliments like that, it's just like, oh, that's like, thank
Never
you.
will. Absolutely.
Especially when the compliments that I really like the most are like from women. Like let's say I work, right?
Yeah.
Let's say I work there's like not a coworker but somebody that works with you in the
Yeah.
same building, and let's say she looks good. Like
Yeah.
me as how I view her.
You think she looks good?
Yeah, I
And
think
then
she looks good.
compliments you.
And then if she compliments me, I'm like, oh, we on the
He's like,
same
oh,
boat,
here we
baby.
go.
But there's no competition. You get me?
Yeah.
Because there's women that make it all. You know, as a woman, you know. Sometimes other women may compliment you, but they're attacking you at
It's
the
like a
same time.
backhanded
Like for
compliment.
example, they'll say, "Girl, I like that jacket, but it would have been nice if the stripe would have been pink instead of blue." Then it may be a compliment,
But
but
it's
she's
like
also
a-
attacking
yeah,
you too. She's
absolutely.
basically saying like the jacket's cute, but you picked the wrong color.
Oh, wow.
So
That's crazy.
those
That's
compliments,
wild.
that's when you're like, are you
Interesting.
wearing it or am
Yeah.
I wearing it?
I love
Okay,
it.
reserve your negativity and low vibrational energy.
I
I don't
love
need to
it.
hear that.
I love it. Let me ask you this. How often do you get pedicures?
I shoot for every 2 weeks.
Okay, every 2 weeks, gel?
Yeah,
Gel.
Gel.
Okay, lasts a little bit longer, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Let me ask you this. Have you ever heard of a medical pedicure?
I have heard that term, but I haven't heard it here in the U.S. I've heard that in Mexico.
Yeah.
So my parents travel a lot over there because they're scene specialists. So there's like this branch where they go of specialists, like so feet and different specialists. So the specialists where all the feet stuff are at, they have like they promote that we mentioned, like the deep whatever,
cleaning,
all that
fungus, all that stuff. They take care of.
So they do all of that. So I'm assuming it's like they dig deeper than just the surface.
Yeah, it's interesting because I first got that information. So my girlfriend was in Mexico, her and her mom went there, and I was on the border. So this is when I first started my first interview. I interviewed a lady, and she said she didn't get regular pedicures. She said, I don't get cosmetic ones, I get medical ones. And I was like, wait, what is that? And so she started breaking it down to me. And so afterwards, I did more research into it. They do them here too, in the US. And so, there's places you can go and get that experience at. So I always ask, like, what would your thoughts be on getting a pedicure like that as opposed to like your cosmetic ones?
Oh man, I'm down.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Nice.
because I'm all about
Cleanliness. You mentioned
cleanliness.
that was the first thing you mentioned.
Cleanliness.
Yeah.
Man, if I see anybody, man, woman, kid,
Yeah.
whatever, if I see them with some dirty ass feet and wearing some sandals,
Put those
that
things away.
you know how that makes me feel?
Yeah.
That makes me feel like you haven't changed your underwear this whole week. That's how it makes
It's
me
like,
feel.
put those away.
It says a lot about you. If they're
I've had
dirty.
people tell me that before. Absolutely, it's a very important thing because it's something that's easily for you to hide. Like you can just not wear like open-toe shoes and like you don't have to take care of them because nobody would ever know, right? And it's like, what does that say about other areas where you can hide and do that stuff too? Absolutely.
And then I'm like, oh, but I would love to do that.
Yeah.
Now you know what? I think that's like a potential thing I'm
That's
gonna do
gonna
in
be
the
a mission.
near future.
Nice.
Because I'm very high maintenance. So to me, like I do exfoliate my feet every day.
Yeah.
So I make sure that I scrub until I bleed. I gotta scrub that hard.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
my heels,
Yeah.
I like to rub Vaseline on my feet sometimes, to moisturize my
Nice.
socks on. But
That's
in
all
terms
good.
of the cleanliness, it's good. It's just the shape.
Nice.
But
Let me ask you this: how can you wear open-toe shoes, sandals, flip-flops, things like that?
am I open to them? Like, do I wear
Yeah, how
them?
often
Yeah.
do you do it? Yeah. How often do you wear those type of shoes?
Oh, I wear them every day.
Every day?
I wear like slides every day.
Slides every day?
Unless I'm gonna I'll wear my slides like when I'm running some errands. You get me? But if I'm like gonna go out somewhere, then I usually wear
I
like
better wear sandals or
shoes.
something.
Yeah, or sandals.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are my comfort shoes, I guess.
Nice.
Today was rainy, so I couldn't wear the
Yeah,
slides.
you
But
got the
if
running
it
shoes
wouldn't,
on?
I got my boots on, but if it would have been like the sun out, I would have
Yeah.
been in slides.
Absolutely. Let me ask you this: how can you go barefoot without shoes?
Oh, I don't.
You don't?
I try not to.
Is it because you don't like the feeling of like the dirt on your feet? You talk about
No,
cleaning
to
the
me,
spot.
it's a cultural thing.
It's a culture thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like I mentioned, my parents are like, they carry their vows more from back in the
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
So I grew up being told, don't take your shoes off. If you take your shoes off, you always have to wear sandals. You cannot be walking around the house barefoot. You cannot be walking around in the street barefoot. No, never take off your sandals. We are in the traditional Mexican culture. We believe that illnesses and sickness come through your feet.
Absorb from like
Yeah.
chemicals and stuff.
Yeah, so like let's say for example, my feet are nice and warm in my boots right now. And then I get home and then I just take them out and then I step on like
Cold. Yeah.
like the cold like
Hardwood
floor
or whatever. Yeah.
by 5 p.m. this morning, by 5 p.m. this afternoon,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be and then my parents are gonna be like, why'd you take your goddamn boots off if you know you're gonna get sick?
Interesting.
We also don't, like, let's say you come back from work and you're hot, your feet are hot, your whole body's hot.
Yeah.
You don't just jump in the shower because we believe that you're gonna get sick.
Interesting.
So I grew up thinking that. So even my kids,
Yeah.
if I see them barefoot or even wearing socks,
Yeah.
oh no.
Well,
That's why they have a lot of slides. They have a lot of sandals. We have like a whole like 2 big bins of just slide. That way they can just throw them and get them and throw them and get them.
Interesting.
Because we're like, what are you doing? You're gonna get sick. put the
Put your
chanclas
shoes
on,
on.
put the chanclas back on. We say chanclas,
Chanclas,
right?
yeah.
Chanclas, but put your chanclas
I
back
learned about
on.
chocolates through the flying chocolates.
Yeah, like, put the chanclas on, you're gonna get sick.
That's
So,
dope. That's
yeah.
dope. Let me ask you this in terms of, have you ever heard of earthing and grounding before?
The what?
Earthing and grounding?
Earthing and grounding?
Yeah.
No.
So it's like going
Not-
barefoot in like grass, dirt, sand.
Oh, uh-huh.
People do that for like meditating
Oh, yeah,
purposes.
yeah.
Right? So you're familiar with that?
Yeah.
Has that something that you've ever tried before? Like,
No.
yeah. So basically, it was explained to me like this. I talked to a couple of Reiki masters about this, and they mentioned like, so think about like when you were a kid, or not for you, the average person as a kid, like, you know, some of your fondest times were going outside, running around, no shoes, no socks on. You know, you just enjoy the feeling of like what it feels like to be free, almost,
Yeah.
right? And so, kind of doing that like 10 to 15 minutes a day can like basically like help like alleviate a lot of that mental stress you deal with. Just you focused on the moment, you're not focused on anything else. What would your thoughts be on trying something like that in the future?
I think that I already tried that. I think that, but I just don't give it that name.
I see.
So, for example, I'm a very spiritual person.
Yeah.
So I believe in the universe.
Yeah.
I believe in spirit. I believe in our ancestors.
Yeah.
I believe in like all of this spirituality.
Yeah.
So one of the methods for overcoming challenges, overcoming obstacles, we meditate, we pray.
Yeah.
We ask for the universe to bring us what we want.
Clarity and all
You
that.
know, yes. So one of the things that you can do when, you know, you want to ask the universe, when you want to petition for something,
Yeah.
anything, you have to get near a body of water. So you can either go to a lake, any body of water, yeah. You get near a body of water. You can either sit or you can stand, like you can stand barefoot. And then the method is just to release. So you release to the universe everything that no longer serves you. You're reaching a higher clarity. You're reaching a higher frequency where you're no longer thinking about anything. You're not thinking about your worries. You're not thinking about nothing. It's just, it's this sense of like, I can't even
Being that
explain
one
it.
with the
It's like,
universe and just like, so you're giving something and then you're exchanging something, you're getting
Yeah.
something back in terms of that.
Yeah.
You said clearing out that mental space.
so yeah, so for when you want something from the universe, you have to be very precise. Like, so that means that your your mind has to be completely focused with what you want. And then when you want to ask God or universe, spirit, or when you want to ask them for something for them to give you, you have to be precise what you want. So that means that you have to have clarity in your mind. So when you're making that, when you're in your head and you're like, I release to the, like, for example, let's say that you want to overcome a negative experience in your life, right? So then you have that, like, that meditation where you're like, okay, I release to the universe what no longer serves me. I release to the universe negativity, persons that have done bad to me. And then you petition. Okay, universe, please send me a partner that's gonna fulfill me. I want them to have these characteristics. You know, I have to be very clear. So I think that maybe I probably use, what's the term that you said? Grounding, and what's the other word?
Earthing?
Earthing?
Yeah.
I probably do it, but I just do
You
it
call it
differently.
something else,
I call it something different, and the experience is different. Because I'm not sure what that experience would be, but this is my experience, and it feels amazing. Just feeling the wind, hearing the sound of the water, the ripples, the rocks.
And that's basically, it's the same thing. It's literally the same thing. Your experience and that experience is the same exact thing.
Yeah. So
we just call it different things.
Yeah.
Different cultures. Yeah,
so that's why when you were saying that, I'm like, wait, that kind of makes sense. Because I've done that before.
Let's go.
So I usually do it when I'm going through a difficult time, when there's a lot of obstacles, when I don't have clarity, where I'm just like, I have no guidance. I'm like, okay, spirit, I'm going. Let's go. Let's do this.
That's really dope. That's really dope. All right, so now, can we see what your feet look like?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Let me get you, just take off the boots and we have you put your feet here. Okay?
Oh, wow. This is going to be interesting.
Leave your socks on. Leave your socks on. Leave your socks on. Leave your socks on for now. Just put both feet here.
Oh, both.
Yeah. All right, and then what size you said size 9, right? Oh, put them right here. I kind of, put them down flat. All right, and it looks like, so from what I see right here, your second toe is slightly longer, right?
I guess so.
Yeah, it's slightly longer. So do you know what that's called? So there's different toe alignments.
Oh
I don't know
no,
if you've
I
ever
have
heard
no
that.
idea.
So when your second toe is longer, that's called the Grecian toe alignment. It's a Greek toe, right? So yeah, a lot of people in like Greek history and stuff, they've had a toe that's a little bit longer. If you go through Greece, a lot of the statues and stuff have that second toe of the statue is a little bit longer. So yeah, if the bigger toe is bigger, it's called an Egyptian toe alignment.
If which one is bigger?
Yeah, it's like your second toe. It's a little bit longer.
Yeah.
It's a little bit longer. Absolutely.
Yeah, it is.
All right, let me get you to put your feet out straight like this. Yeah, and then toes up. Oh, put this one up too? Yeah, toes up. All right. Cool. All right, now let me have you take your socks off. All right, so size 9s, and then we said it's a Grecian toe line. Okay, nice. You got a little tattoo here. Well, 2 tattoos. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And you know, your toes look nice. They go, even though you're the second toe longer, your toes are more on the slender side, right? Because it's like more straight like that. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, and put your feet out straight again, like how you just had them.
Like this?
Right, yep. And then toes up. Oh, put them up. Put your legs flat. Put your legs flat. Yeah. There you go. And toes up. All right, toes up. All right, what do we want here? You mind if I adjust you? Just
like that.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
All right, so let me ask you this: how are you feeling in the moment? We met like a while ago. Now we're taking a look at your feet. How do you feel about that? I'll tell you this right now because here's your first compliment. You do have nice feet. And I can tell you take care of them. I can tell you take care of them too. I like the sparkly like little polish that you got on there, almost like ruby red slippers, almost. All right, and keep your feet up. We're gonna go through a couple more exercises. Okay, so you said that you're feeling okay about the experience.
Yeah.
Let me talk to you about the mental health of what got you started with this, and then you can give me some feedback on how you feel about it. Have you ever heard of exposure therapy before?
Exposure therapy?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Exposure therapy. So let's say, for example, like you're in a situation where like you feel uncomfortable, right? Sometimes we go through situations like that in our life. Let's say, for example, you go to theme parks, but you're like, I'm not getting on any rides because those rides freak me out, right? The therapist will tell you to do like to get over that. Go out and do that.
To do it.
Right? The more you do it, like you're gonna be uncomfortable no matter what. But you can learn to cope with how you're feeling. You can learn to be like, okay, I'm in this moment, but what's really happening? Is anything like threatening my life, anything threatening my safety? If not, what are you worried about? Like, sometimes like we have these mental blocks in our head that like prevent us from experiencing life to its fullest. So like when I heard about that, I was like, yo, I would think everything. I don't care what it is. Like what to drink, where to go, like I overthink everything. So I was like, how do I become better at that? I can do it through this. So I had the idea, like I told you, I was watching that. But I want to start a YouTube channel. I want to go interview because like in terms of like now we have all these foot models and all that stuff. But what happens if I interview the average woman who I just met randomly?
Yeah.
Like, hey, how do you feel about going through this experience? Will she get uncomfortable or will she just be completely comfortable with the experience? Just to see what happens. So that's part of my social experiment is. And I get different reactions. Like, there's some women who are completely open like yourself, some women who are like, I don't know. And there's some women who are like, absolutely not. But the whole point is to show those reactions so that I can make a more normalized conversation. I'm trying to create that for people. So that people don't look at it as like a weird thing or it's like, it's a negative thing. It can be more of a positive thing.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about that? Like, when I'm doing my channel, how do you feel about it?
Oh, I think it's great.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. I love social experiments.
Nice.
Because I think that it gives us a view of the real world.
Exactly.
This is reality.
Yeah.
I'm real.
Yeah.
You're real.
Exactly.
I'm literally telling you my honest opinion.
Absolutely.
It's not fake. We're not on a show.
Everything is completely.
So that's why I like this.
Yeah.
And that's why I agreed.
Yeah.
And well, you gave me a good vibe. I was like, okay, he don't sound like no creep. Okay, let's do this.
And some of the first questions you asked me were like, so do you have specific people you interview?
Yeah.
Like, I told you, I was like,
Yeah.
I interview whoever's open to doing it, let's do it. Like, that's how it goes. Absolutely. So let's talk about reflexology. Before we get there, how are you feeling so far in the interview?
Good.
Feeling good?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So reflexology, right? All about the different pressure points you actually have in your hands and your feet, right? Those pressure points actually connect to different parts of your body. So let's say, for example, through like a massage, through acupuncture, through acupressure, you can actually alleviate like stress and tension to various parts of your body. So let's say you're somebody who deals with migraines, right? It's actually a portion of your hands and your feet you can massage that will alleviate the tension you feel in those moments when you're going through it. It's actually a person you get in year 2 does the exact same thing. What are your thoughts now that I kind of explained what reflexology is, what it can do for you? What are your thoughts about that?
Oh wow, it's new to me.
Okay, cool.
I don't suffer from
You don't suffer from
I don't suffer from any health
Okay.
issues. So
Let me ask you this: how often do you get massages?
massages. Well, I just got one in September.
Do you ever get the ones that like target like your hands and your feet?
No.
You should start doing that. It increases blood circulation, and it
Oh,
also
wow.
like it also target other areas. So, like if you have like a strain in your shoulder or something like that, areas of your feet, hands can like target those areas.
Oh,
Instead of-
wow.
absolutely.
That's
so you should think about that.
crazy.
Absolutely. So
All
when
right.
we get to reflexology, we should talk about sensitivity. Okay, how ticklish do you tend to be? Like scale of 1 to 10.
I'm too normal. I would say a
Okay.
5.
When you go get pedicures, they do like the little scrubby thing.
Oh yeah, when they do that
You
scrub
lose
thing
it?
here,
You lose
I
it?
can control it, but I just be like, okay.
I have a trick for you. You mind if we test it out?
Okay.
That cool? Alright, and now you put your toes out straight, like how we had them before. And I'm gonna try the right and the left. I want you to tell me what area you feel it in most, and then which foot is most sensitive. Because one is usually always more sensitive than the
More
other.
sensitive than the other.
Yeah. I got some tools here to use. Just tell me where you feel it at the most. Not the feathers, nothing. Alright, cool. Ready?
Yeah.
Alright. So toes up straight, and then we're gonna start right here with the right one. Start from bottom to top. Tell me where you feel it at the most, okay?
Where it's more ticklish? you said?
Yeah, where you feel it at the most. I can tell your toes are kind of moving like when I got up here towards the
Yeah.
top. So it's like, is it in the middle right here? On the side, the bottom?
No, I think probably the middle.
So more towards up here.
Yeah,
this
in the
area.
middle.
Okay, cool. Tell me if your left is worse, okay? You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here we go. Where is this one's a little bit worse? I can tell kind of towards the bottom if it seemed like you were
Yeah.
like moving a bit.
You know, I think it's the same.
They're both the same?
Yeah.
What would you say the scale is if you were giving it a number like 1 to 10?
Like how much?
How sensitive?
How sensitive it is?
Yeah.
No, I would say a 5. It's not highly
About a
sensitive.
5?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
not highly sensitive.
Okay, here's what I want you to do while I'm doing it. Wiggle your toes. So let's wiggle here. Do you feel it more or less? Is it more or less when you're doing
I
it?
think it's less
It's less it's supposed to be. So that you know why?
because I'm moving toes.
Yes. So basically, your mind is telling you to move your toes, right? So that is like a distraction for you,
Yes.
right? Well,
Wow, this is
also
crazy.
because you're wiggling your toes, right? It moves the energy from spot to spot, so you can't feel it in one area. Okay. Let's try your left. You tell me if you feel it more or less. Wiggle here. More or less?
Left.
Less.
I don't. It's like you're saying I don't even feel
Don't feel it at all, right?
Here.
There are some tricks for you. Okay, so here's what I want you to do now. We're going to test your flexibility and dexterity of your feet. See if they're really loose. Let me get you put your toes up straight. Yeah, more like this. There you go. Okay, cool. Let me have you bend your toes, make a fist. You tell me if you feel pain or discomfort.
This? Like
Yeah.
this?
Yeah. And hold it. Is that easy to do? Hard to do?
No,
pain,
it's easy to
discomfort?
do.
Easy? Relax. Okay. Next, let me get you to spread your toes. You tell me if you feel pain or discomfort while you're doing it. Oh, good spread. Okay, a little flexible there. Okay. Good. You can relax it. That's easy to do?
Yeah.
Okay. Lastly, wiggle your toes for about 10 seconds. Tell me if you feel pain, discomfort, cramping, anything happen. Pretty easy. Nothing happening there? Okay. Cool.
I'm not even counting.
There it is. Cool. All right. So let's wrap up the interview now. In terms of my approach, right? When I came up to you, asked you to do the interview, did you find my approach to be good, bad? What did you think about it?
Did about you about
About
what?
my approach, like when I
Oh.
came and asked you to do this. How'd you feel about
Oh, that was nice.
it? Nice.
Well, because you told me what we were going to be talking about.
Absolutely.
If you would have told me about something like
Something
I don't know,
random?
like something that I would have been like, are you sure? you want
Yeah.
that?" Yeah. But because these are subjects that I
You
I
like
am
the
interested
subjects.
in,
Absolutely.
that I think that are important. I'm like, oh, okay. Except that last word that you had said.
Reflexology?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I couldn't
that's
remember
one
that
you
one.
But
I
you
just
learned a couple
remember.
things about it today, right?
Yeah, I just remember the feet.
Yeah.
And then
Mental health.
mental
Absolutely.
health. And then I was like, okay, that's interesting. All right.
Absolutely. Cool. Let me ask you this. In terms of the interview, right, start to finish, did you see how everything was going in the line? Did it make sense? Did you learn anything new from the information about it?
Yeah. You know what? Like the bomb, when you drop the bomb, that was when
Yeah.
you're like, okay, do you mind taking off your socks?
Yeah.
And I was like, this is where you know that this is real.
That's it. Yeah.
Because if I would have lied and if I would have been like, oh, my pedicure is always on point, and then you tell me to take it off, and then bam, that's when I was like, yup, you see?
Here we go.
I'm like, you see how white these feet is?
Absolutely.
I exfoliate every day.
They look nice.
I'm like, I exfoliate every day.
That's
So if
dope,
I would have
man.
popped up with like some dark, hairy, undone nails, that's when I was like, oh wow, now I see. It's the timelines. It's pretty interesting.
Nice.
I thought that the overall wrap up that you gave me in terms of how the feet and the hands and sensitivity and all of that, I did find it some connection with the rest of the stuff that we had previously already talked about.
So the last thing I always ask, right? Something that you can say to my channel from a mental health standpoint, like maybe a life lesson, or maybe wise words that somebody shared with you at one point that you can share with my channel that can help. It could be anything.
That could be helpful
Yeah.
as a.
Something for them. So like, let's say if you're having a hard time, something that you can say to them.
Oh, okay. I know what I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Okay, so life teaches us lessons. The only way we learn through our lessons is to go through the bad things, through those difficult times, through those times when you're in despair, through those times where you're going through like a separation, you're going like you're homeless, you have no money. So all of the struggles, every single struggle, every single thing that you may consider bad, it's a blessing in disguise. Like this is something that it's a lesson. Like God's like, I'm gonna put you through this struggle so you can learn. So we must learn through our struggles and through our obstacles and our problems. If we fail to learn the lesson, the cycle will repeat. So if you don't learn through the lesson, then God will be like, okay,
we'll put you right back here.
Okay, you left this abusive relationship. Okay, you left him. Okay, but you didn't learn the lesson. Let me send you another abusive party. Here you go. Let him beat you up again. So maybe you'll learn. So that's how I see life. I think that I am extremely thankful for the good. I am blessed for the good. But I am even more like grateful for all the bad in my life that has happened, because it has taught me lessons. It has increased your value and your self-worth. And that's ultimately what we want to do. We want to feel good about ourselves, increase, the way that we view ourselves, that so it can boost our self-esteem, our confidence, and ultimately lead to happiness, which is something we all want in our lives, right? So,
well, thank you so much. I definitely appreciate you stopping into this interview with us.
Thank you.
All right. We hope that you have a great one and happy holidays.
Thank you so much.
All right.